So I'd now like to talk about leisure and eustress. Eustress we talked about in the first program, the stress effect. And just as a quick review, eustress is that positive, good stress that occurs in our lives. So that eustress is something that motivates us and energizes us. The eustress is seen within our ability to manage and get through. Um, it's often seen as something that increases our focus and performance, and it can really raise our level of confidence and well-being when we are able to manage that eustress. One way to look at eustress and identify eustress and help us to manage it is through our leisure activities and our leisure experiences. Engaging in new leisure hobbies, engaging in new leisure experiences can be a source of some stress, some worry, maybe a little bit of anxiety. Regardless of what that activity is that's causing those feelings, if we push through and really work on getting comfortable with that leisure activity, that leisure experience, we can really gain new skills. We can really get insight into that eustress and how it impacts us. So we can really build a relationship that we have with our eustress. So a great way to manage eustress is through the idea of participating in new leisure activities. One example I think of is going to the gym for the first time. We can be quite anxious, stressed, a bit nervous about going to the gym. We don't know what it's going to be like. We may feel like we're going to be embarrassed. But once we get there and we get some support and we get a little more comfortable, it's amazing how a good workout can make us feel. And that's a really good example of how leisure and taking on something new for leisure can help us to manage our eustress and give us more insight into how eustress impacts us. You may have recognized eustress go on in everyday leisure activities, whether it's trying a new activity, whether it's taking on a new project that you're interested in, whether it's trying cooking for the first time, completing a workout. There's lots of ways that there is some stress, that eustress connected to leisure, but leisure is a great way to work and build your relationship with eustress, because leisure is ultimately something that we end up really enjoying and we find it fun and we find it fulfilling. And so it's a great way to look at our eustress and gain better skills into managing our eustress. So I really invite people to think about that whenever they're engaged in leisure or trying something new for leisure and they're feeling that little bit of eustress come on. What I'd like to talk about now, just for a moment, is microstress. We talked again in the first program, the stress effect, about microstress. Microstress is that low level stress that often flies under the radar that we're maybe not always aware of. Could be losing our keys, it could be being late for work, being stuck in traffic. It's things that happen to all of us 10 or 15 times a day that often go unnoticed but can lead to larger amounts of stress. So when we're looking at microstress, one way that I encourage people to try to manage microstress is through micro moments of leisure in a given day. So when we experience positive emotions in our day, whether it's satisfaction of some kind, whether it's growth, whether it's enjoyment, fun, whatever the positive emotion may be, just really stop and be aware of it and what's contributing to it. Oftentimes it's something to do with leisure that's contributing to those positive emotions. And when we experience those positive emotions, that's a great way to combat against those micro stressors that are happening in a given day, because those micro moments of positivity that are often gained through leisure are a great way to work against and manage those micro stressors, and so that they don't add up and lead to more stress in our lives. So I hope everyone can kind of keep that in mind. And